Depending on the character's roles, some liberties to keep the plot moving are unrealistic. What I'm focused on is learned behavior, something you see over time. That is why I like series, because it starts to develop a character into a person and it constrains the writer into how the character can react. If you violate the spirit of the character, then you soon will find interest in the books will disappear. While the thoughts are inspired by the book, it does not imply the writer intended to inspire the thoughts I have. It is irritating for those in the LGBTQ community to have to ask for what is already given to straight couples by default. And I wonder, since the problem is more about how government treats citizens, if those that say it's not equal rights, but special rights, would instead be willing to give up the protections that government offers to them. Citizens should have freedom to be themselves. However, government under the Constitution must treat all as equals. The argument centers around government behavior not being consistent. The problem, however, is it will not stop at government, and that's where the argument really is. Once government or Supreme Court decides that government can not discriminate the civil rights laws, then allow citizens to violate other citizens' rights. That is where I disagree with many gays, because just because you can use the courts, it might get you money, but it does nothing to make society better. Do you honestly believe the intolerance and hate is gone just because someone must smile and take your money? Consider also that they at least have enough integrity that they tell you to your face and refuse to take your money. By forcing them to take it, do you honestly believe they will not support legislation and groups that would do far worse than just refuse to take your money? I get you want instant change, but that only increases hate and allows it to infect the next generation. Consider also before they have just words, but your act of intolerance and ignorance has just provided them proof to show their children that there is a gay agenda. Another generation lost, and it's not just the so-called hate-filled majority, but your own actions that made the next generation suffer the hate you're hoping to end. While the thoughts are inspired by the book, it does not imply the writer intended to inspire the thoughts I have. The attempt is to start a discussion and get people to think about human behavior from the perspective of the closet. How this might lead to problems that make friends or partners or even business relationships difficult. I can understand why some would dismiss this effort. I find reminders in how the characters behave with memories of my own experiences and then explore that aspect. It's meant to start people to think. It is not meant to imply I am right. If you do not share the ideals with others, then how will you know if you're right? When talking, the focus should be on challenging and exposing your ideals, not in changing other opinions. That would only lead to frustration, since the only person you can change is yourself.